Good afternoon, and let me say good evening if you are just joining us from GANTA, NIMBA County. So, folks, if you are just following us, we'd like to say welcome. Currently, we at a junction where a motion was raised by a by a delegate but that the running mate should be announced in his or her county. So, the church of the delegates have agreed and voted that that should be done on the 27th of May. So, meaning that the running mate will not be announced as planned. So we are all expecting that to be done on the 27th of May. So we still here and we going back on the podium to continue broadcast.
For aspirants for Senegal representative of the CPP. We have the list for Liberty Party, for ANC, we endorse and party also allow the executive committee to endorse the release for the due date of the election commission. Today, out of 103 candidates for both Senate and Representative will be given for the 8th. The remaining will be done by the Governing Committee of the CPP. This is in accordance with the CPP framework document. For the ANC, we do it from ANC to the Liberty Party. We have senatorial aspirants, Monserrato, Madam Victoria Tolu Kokwe, Maryland, Honorable Dan Moraya, River says, Gabriel Buchanan Smith, Papulu, Senator Daniel Fumo Beten, Branco, Honorable T.C. Doe. Representing aspirants, Monserrato, District 5, for Senate for Liberty Party is one. Senator Paris Chad Maggie County. So this is the Senate. And we'll vote on the Senate and then we'll come and put on the record here. So we'll take a motion to endorse the full the six senatorial aspirants and authorize the executive committee to complete the rest during the course of the election. So we'll take a motion in a second. We'll take a motion for Councilor Wellington.
Councilor Wellington, I move to the second state of senatorial experiment as where two different political parties be accepted of the express of the National Convention of the CPP. Thus, these nominees in the CPP senatorial experiments elections. Further, remaining state senatorial positions in the CPP be started by the National Executive Committee of the CPP for action.
In second, they have been moved and seconded and senatorial aspirant being endorsed by this body and the executive committee is hereby authorized to fill the remaining 9 seats for the deadline set by the election commission. All those in favor of this motion, please raise your hand. Thank you. All those against, abstention, the motion is carried, and the aspirants are hereby endorsed and confirmed as the CPP. So we'll take commission number.
We are on the musical break. And so, very shortly, we be going for is the break-in session. Uh, Again, just to inform you that the delegate have raised a motion that the 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 the, the running mate pronouncement should be done not today, and the motion the individual recommended that that should be done in the present county. So that was voted upon, and then two-thirds of the delegates have accepted, and that the the announcement of the running mate should be postponed on the 27th, and that will be done in his or her county. So that's it. We are still here. You just listen to the chairman of the CPP, Chairman Musa Zambeliti, and then you listen to him making a pronouncement of senatorial candidates and that of representative candidates. And so we are on a break session. But it's quite fantastic. I would say the entire process. And in fact, one thing I observed is the NC convention is very different this year. It's very different because usually you don't have journalists staying in a hall while the voting process is ongoing. But for this process, you continue to witness it live, you continue to watch it live, and this is first of the kind. And for a political party to be having a convention and allow press in while the voting process is ongoing. And the United Party conducted whole convention. Not was done. The CDC not. But today the ANC. So a something is coming to mind. That is that Mr. Comey is actually he actually met what he mean by doing things differently. Doing things differently. But just to run you through to other officials that I've seen so far, uh, uh, the daughter of the late Councillor Charles Walker Bronskin, political leader and founding father of the Liberty Party, is here. The chairperson of Tim Cummings, uh, chairperson of Tim Cummings, Ambassador Louis Brown is here. Uh, Dr. K.W. Makitouch is here. Earlier on, I saw Mr. George Wisner. He is here. Representative Larry Younger of District 8 is also here. Uh, and although executive member of the Liberty Party, uh, they are all here. So it's kind of fantastic. We are on musical entertainment. We are on entertainment. So you can keep following the bottom line. Or Mr. Lamford, if you have any question, you want anything we can discuss in this period, yes, you can come on. But if not, then I'll have to rejoin you. I have to drop the line to rejoin you.
Joseph, do you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Joseph, this is Jamal coming live from Manchester, one of the panelists on the show. Just quickly going through it, it just sounds to be a little bit of disappointment here when the Senate Barrett did not announce the running mate. It doesn't seem to be a disappointment for the convention.
Come again.
I was saying like the not announcing the running mate day doesn't seem like a bit of a disappointment for most people that follow this.
Oh well, from the response, because everything had been done democratically, because that decision did not come from the executive of the CPP, but a motion was raised by one of the delegates, so it was voted upon. So from the number accumulated for and against, you can understand that the third of the delegates have accepted and they want the standard bearer to make the pronouncement in the running mate county. So the response, there is no negative feedback from that because it's the delegate himself who recommended that and voted for that.
So the convention agreed that on the 27th of May, the running mate of the CPP should be announced.
Come again?
The convention has agreed and adopted at the end of the 27th of May, the running mate of the CPP should be announced.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? Am I coming loud and clear to you?
Oh.
Joseph. I think we lost Joseph. Linfa?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we lost Joseph. Did you hear that concerning the running mate? I think it's been put up to the 27th of May, which seems to be a little bit of disappointment for most people. What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't call it a disappointment because definitely not because the CPP had its convention today necessarily means that it's supposed to announce the running mate today. Just take an instance that, for instance, that there were several candidates running to be the first standard or the standard bearer, right? So, and let's say 2 or 3 people who are running against Mr. Cummings to be the standard bearer, and those people would not have probably, selected as their first running mate before they be sure that they can win. So that in that instance, it would mean that they would have had this CPP convention, and then if any of them knows that he's sure that he can win now and he's being endorsed, then now he can start to announce his running mate. So I think it's not it wouldn't be anything of a disappointment, so to speak.
But looking at it, like Clamer's point here for this convention, for most people have been like they want to know the vice presidential candidate. I mean, they running mate for Mrs. Come Alexander B. Cummings, and without that take up the how do you say that, the key part of this convention. And most people think like this convention would have been the Clamer's point was the announcement of the running mate. So I think uh,
Yeah,
taking out away,
definitely. I
taking
think a
out
lot of
away,
people,
yeah,
a
taking out
lot
away,
of
I think it's
a lot of
something that.
people,
Mhm.
a lot of people who are not even CPP members or sympathizers, let's say the whole opposition, even the ruling position, they all would have expected this to be today. But again, you know, we've consistently heard this thing that the announcement of the running mate is solely and wholly the prerogative of the Senate bearer. So he can say, okay, tonight I'm announcing it after the program, or tomorrow, or something, or I'll announce it during the program. So nobody knows. And probably it could be because they have a vetting committee. It could be that most of the people that are being vetted, they have not arrived at one name. So it's still confusing. And I think this is a
It
situation. No,
does it look
not one
like,
of us can come up with a clear-cut answer.
yeah, it's what Joseph was just putting through was it's a democratic process. They have to put their motion on the floor, which
Mhm.
it was adopted and agreed upon. A motion was agreed upon, and that the running mate should be announced on the 27th from the county of the person. Other if it's any county, the person will go to that county and announce the running mate. And that's the
Mhm.
first of its kind you see in the political sphere in Liberia, isn't it? For you, you've been
Yeah,
following
yeah,
the
yeah. So far, to my recollection, that's the first of its kind. But again, I think there is an advantage part of it. In everything there is the good and the bad. Normally, we hear that people do not vote the vice president. But I think in selecting a vice president, that vice president should also add something to the main candidate. So if you name your vice president
Mhm.
in the country of birth of that person, I think his people or her people of that country will feel that sense of belongingness, that oh yes, one of our sons or one of our daughters has been selected as a vice president, and so you could also gain some votes from there. You know, so I think
So,
yeah, it's
will you call it a political strategy or or creating a political suspense for the population? How will you term this to be?
well, I would rather call it a strategy, because like we both are agreeing that it's the first of its kind. So in politics, nothing is static. Things are moving. It's momentary. So if people are doing something the same way all the time, you can try to do it the other way. So probably Mr. Cummings has said, well, in all of my political career, I have not seen anybody name their vice president in the country of that vice president. So I want to do it the other way. And remember, this is one of the signature statement of Mr. Cummings, that he cannot continue to do things the same way and expect to get better result or different result. So he might have decided, well, I will at this time go in the country of that person that I will select, so that I can make the people of that country to feel a sense of belongingness. Like I said, so we don't know.
Yeah, okay. While we trying to connect to Joseph to give us some highlight of the events today, well, I was just honest. We just saw the chairman of CPP, Honorable Musa Belete,
Mhm.
now making some calling out some names. Those on the list of CPP for contesting the various positions in the House of Senate, in the House of Representatives. Do you hear any familiar names there, Linfa?
Well, I think one of the familiar names I heard was Madam Victoria Kwekwe, who of course has been very, very active in recent recent months, running campaign all over Montreal County, and few other people. But the thing here is that the convention itself gave those people, those aspirants for the various counties, the opportunity to also make their case. So I think besides Honorable Musa Ability announcing them, I think they've also been making marks in their own constituencies as well.
Right. Also, the list was not completed. So, what do we expect the list to be completed? Because you have like the 17 districts in Montreal County. We expect the list to be announced. Other counties were not announced. I think just take us through, Linford, with regard to how the selection was made with ANC and Liberty Party. How did they do it in terms of who goes for the House of Senate? How many people going for ANC and Liberty? Do you have any knowledge on this? And you can take us through.
Definitely, I do not have any inside information on that. But what I will preempt, or not preempt, but suspect, or just conclude from my own analysis is that since this was a convention, those people whose names were forwarded may have applied to the party or to their various parties. Like those people from the Liberty Party may have applied earlier on to Liberty Party, and then those from the ANC side may have done similar thing, and then with the hope that when they come to this convention, they will be vetted. They will put up, their candidates forward to the convention, which is the largest decision-making body in the party, of course, at one point. And so, after they have done that, I think based upon that, they were selected. But like I said, I have no inside information on that, so I can't be definite. But it's just my own presumption.
I know you've also been following the convention since this a couple of hours ago, since the start of this morning, like in GANTA City, Gompa City in NIMBA County. You notice that we have some big names also at the convention. Do you see any big names that show up at this convention that you say, oh, these are heavyweights in Liberian politics?
Yeah, of course. The chairman of Team Cummings, Ambassador Louis Brown, is there, and also the country officials, NIMBA country officials are there. Like I said earlier on, our correspondent Joe actually did interview Honorable Larry Yonkwe, who is one of the strong arms of the CPP in NIMBA County, and also those delegates that came from other counties. And I'm sure when the delegates were coming, they didn't just come as ordinary people. They have with them some country officials as well. So I think the officials are well represented at that convention.
Right. Linford, looking at 2017 of ANC or Liberty Party today, let's look at ANC at this. It's making a real mark into Liberian political history. Just give me some description, difference from 2017 to that of today. How do you look at ANC? How far has it gone?
Okay, I would definitely say that ANC have grown. Like any other party that would have started at that time until now, 6 years or 5 years after or 6 years after, it is expected that they would have grown by now, based on several things. Number one, Mr. Cummings has been working very hard as the chairman of the standard bearer of the CPP after the other parties left. And when you come home to the ANC as a single party in the CPP, Mr. Cummings has also been working hard, because after the last elections, he did not sit down, he did not fold his arms and say, well, since I didn't win, I have to sit here and just wait and do my other things. But he's been in the hamlets and villages of the country, around the country, and that is evidenced by the trips he make. And so he's been working hard. And one would surmise that as a result of his hard work, his visitations to the Leeward counties, even if it is one person from any of those counties or those villages, would have said, well, I think the message of Mr. Cummings resonated with me, so I will join. So definitely, I wouldn't say that the ANC has, or the CPP has not grown, but let me limit it to the ANC, that the ANC has not grown. Okay, the reason I'm limiting it to the ANC is that the Liberty Party has been around for some time. And then specifically answering your question, the ANC came into the race at that time in 2017 as a single party. So if any new member has been recruited to the ANC, that's a progress for the ANC in the collaboration. So I think there has been some progress, and definitely so we can see from the turnout.
Right. We're going back to the debate of the vice presidential candidate for the CPP. I think a lot of names. This created another situation now where people from now to the 27th, people will be thinking, who is on the ticket? That's a big question. I think this is a question that ANC or the Labour Party will be thinking, like, names will be popping up. Names will be popping up. So you tell me from your personal perspective, what are the big name on the list that may really make up to the short list? I know you'll get a laundry of lists of names on the list, and then we
Well,
think will be
definitely.
like,
I do not know. Again, I'm not an insider in CPP, so I don't know if there are additional names apart from the ones that people have been, speculating. And let me make one thing clear, that those names that we've been hearing, Councillor Charlene Bronski, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, former Senator Edward Yala, and the rest of them, those names did not come from inside the CPP officially, meaning that no official of the CPP has announced those people, okay, or neither has Mr. Cummings announced any of those names. It's just been speculation from outside, sources, like from the CDC. They are not insiders of the ANC, so, or the CPP, so I don't know how they got those information. And United Party has also been speculating, and I think the reason why all those speculations went on is that, number one, Mr. Cummings and his team have been very silent to make any promises to anybody openly, or to make moves that will make people to believe that they are trying to entice somebody to be the vice president, unlike Omecho Bwaka, who openly raised the hand of Senator Yomli Kanga in Grand Pastor County at her birthday party, and they've been making series of visitations. Mr. Costa took him to America twice, and they did things together. And then he was also seen with Prince Johnson visiting him. As a result, came the name Jeremiah Kun. So Mr. Cummings had not done any of those things. Probably he's doing it behind closed door, but he has been very, very careful not to do it in the open, so that it will not raise eyebrows, or it will not give that impression from the public that he's been contacting people. Okay, and so I don't know, to answer your question, I don't know whether there will be names added or subtracted, but of course we expect that the vetting committee is working, and they know their names, and people might just be surprised. The same way they will be surprised today that no name will be mentioned today. They might just be surprised at the names that will come out at that time on the 27th, if that schedule will hold. That name will not be one of those that people have been speculating.
Yeah, for one fact, the people will be speculating, and this is in the political space. People will be like, okay, giving names and saying these names will be coming up for giving some consideration. Like we heard a name like Bezok and Finley, we got a name like Yala in Bon County. All the names are coming up, and names will keep coming up, because this says that the vetting committee has not concluded its mission yet in terms of selection of the running mate. So there's a possibility that other names will pop up. And this is why I say create a political suspension for suspense, create a suspense for the people in Liberia, waiting to see what CPP is coming up with in terms of who goes with Mr. Comey as a running mate. But however, let me take you back to NIMBA County. Why NIMBA is attracted to people in terms of conventions and political gathering? You tell me, you from NIMBA County, why is there so much of a big name of NIMBA? Why NIMBA is attracting a lot of political heavyweights, having conventions, getting the people? Why NIMBA? We got other counties. We got Grand G there, we have Bomi, we have Cape Mount, other counties. Why NIMBA County?
Well, I will suspect a few reasons. First and foremost, the geographical terrain or location of NIMBA County. NIMBA County is ideally located. If you come from Bapolu, you can access NIMBA through Monrovia. If you come from Lofa, you can access NIMBA through Bon County. If you come from the southeast, you can access NIMBA very easily. Unlike if you are having a convention in Cape Mount or Bapolu, which is distance away from the southeast, you know, it will take the delegates from there some long time to come, owing to the road condition. Okay, so considering the road condition between Cape Mount, Bapolu, and Lofa, it's much more easier to get to GANTA or NIMBA for that reason, compared to the road condition in the southeast. So I think that's one reason, the geographical location. The second one is this, you know, illusion that NIMBA County has the population. I heard somebody one time made a joke that the boys from NIMBA County at the age of 25, they already got 3 wives and maybe 6, 7, 8 children and all this kind of thing. And so that's one of the reasons, the population of NIMBA County. But again, and then NIMBA being the third reason could be that NIMBA is the most booming county in Liberia now in terms of the economy. NIMBA, if you go to GANTA for that reason, for that matter, you will see that there are good buildings in GANTA, that things, you know, the economy is good. So that could be another reason. And the main reason, like I said before, is the population. And people will get carried away with this illusion. Why do I say so? NIMBA does not create people. NIMBA does not have a million inhabitants. No, less than that. So if you have all of these political parties and there are names, big names, come. Oh God. I have somebody near me. That's why. So I have my boy here. So he's.
Go on. Just we understand that. Go on.
Yeah. With that belief that NIMBA is overly populated, so and the big names are there. You got the Prince Johnson, who feels that he's the godfather of NIMBA County. He can accrue votes. Then you got Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, who is also a son of NIMBA County, and he's getting a chunk of the vote. And in fact, let me admit that Councillor Gonglo is the only political candidate that has traveled at least 300 towns, 305 towns and villages in all of Liberia. So NIMBA County is under his belt. I listened to his interview where he said he does not want to boast of NIMBA because he knows that NIMBA is under his belt. So where he has to work hard is outside. So if that's true, if his confidence is really, really true, so I don't see the instance where people will feel that NIMBA is still this vote-rich county, you know, for one group of people, and they can make king. But again, everybody is going there to get a piece of the pie. You know, it's like if Jima and I went to hunt, and then Jima kill elephant, and I kill, you know, a little squirrel, who's going to get a lot of people coming to visit? I think the guy that killed the elephant would get a lot of people coming to visit because they're going to get a piece of the meat. Okay, compared to me, who just killed a little lizard or a little squirrel, you know. So I think that's the reason why NIMBA has become a hot spot in the political arena.
Yeah, without the presidential vice presidential candidate not being announced, before not being announced yet by the convention, what do you think the people at the convention will take away with them at the end of this convention? What is the thing they're going to take away? Because the big news was we announced that the big news will have been the announcement of the name, the next person to Mr. Cummings, and that has not been announced, and that will not be announced until the 27th of May. That was just gathered from our corresponding in Liberia. And GANTA said they're covering the convention. So what do you think will come after the endorsement speech by Mr. Cummings? What do you think we will take away from this convention? You're muted, Linfa.
I think the suspicion would be the best thing that people will take away, and that will keep people glued. You know, every day people want to hear from the ANC, or the CPP, they want to know. So people will get interested. Now, let me take you back to a couple of weeks ago when Omen Boaka said you're going to name his running mate on the 28th of April. And, you know, that time spent between the day of the announcement to the 28th of April was very interesting period. Everybody was all over social media. Everybody, I mean, that was the topic of discussions all over the country and outside of the country. But then came, the people were anxious. Then came the 28th of April. But even before then, people got to know who was going to be this rescue tool. Okay, so with that, it wasn't so strange for a lot of people like me, since we already knew that Prince Johnson has announced it weeks before. So it was just a ceremony. But unlike that situation, and Mr. Cummings' situation is quite different. He's keeping tight-lipped, number one. He's not showing any sign that somebody will suspect. So everything is just too secret that to the point that nobody can guess. I bet you bring $1,000 for me right now. I'll not guess because there are no clues.
Well,
So
where that
what the people will take away will be the suspicion.
Lifo, what do you think people will be thinking? Like CP is not ready yet. They have not come to the term to see who to be bringing up for Mr. Kumi as a running mate. And if you say, because you did say right now that they have a vetting committee that's working on helping Mr. Kumi to find a running mate. So that means CP is not ready yet to put a running mate, or are they just putting the public in suspense to say, well, we were going to give you some more things to think about or talk about until the 27th? Is it a political strategy? I still think like they have not come to the end to say who they're going to pick as running mate, and to put, because we have up to August. We got a couple of months from now. We'll be in August to start the real campaign. And if you don't have a running mate now, I think say playing a big part in this politics right now, in the space of politics in Liberia, where we think like, okay, running mate wasn't a big deal. Now it becomes a big deal in this 2023 in Liberia, because it will also count to bringing number of votes, and it also has to do with who is bringing on as a running mate. But then suspending this up to 27th of May give people to be kind of creating a kind of situation like CPP is not ready yet to put up a running mate, or they still having issue of selecting who will be next to Mr. Cummings. Don't it create more rumors and suspicions and mixed feeling in the party and stuff like that? Don't you think so? Info, you are muted.
Definitely, there will be mixed feelings, rumors, and a lot of things, especially from the opposition or from the ruling party. That our opponent cannot find running mate, and all of that. But it is expected, and like people say, there's no competition in finding a running mate, so nobody is rushing anybody. So, but I think the CPP know what they're doing, and we expect that it's going to be good.
Right. So, Linfo, I think before you go for a break, we're trying to join Joseph in GANTA to tell us some up-to-date update of what's going on right now. At the time Joseph left us, there was a break section, and they have musical prelude, and they're coming back to tell us a convention still going on. Just tell us, for those who follow us now, Linfo, tell us what are we watching at the moment? What are we into at the moment?
Well, I really don't know what to suspect, but I think the best we can do is to wait for Joe, our correspondent. When he returns, then exactly we'll know what is obtaining on the ground and what we'll be expecting next.
Okay, if you're just following us now, this is the Border Liberia. We'll come to you live from Europe, and we will be joining our correspondent Joseph Yole, who is in Gompa City, NIMBA County, to bring us a live coverage of the Cpp Convention going on right now in Gompa City. In the meantime, we'll be going for a break, and we'll try to get to Joseph and ask him some questions regarding the convention. Linfa, is up to you.
Okay, so viewers, you will be missing us right now until we can connect to our correspondent in Liberia, because we understand there are a lot of things that happen there. Bad signal, he's using data, the data can run off, and so they are taking break now. But as soon as we get signal from him, we'll be reconnecting to you. So we're going to log off now, and then you can join us later, and we'll alert you when we get on, and you will see us physically, and you can join us then. Thanks for being with us, and we appreciate your time. Jima, thank you as well.
Thank you very much, and see you soon.